City Bus Manager's one of those games that just quietly eats hours of your life. I sat down just to test the school bus DLC, and 3.5, nearly 4 hours later, I was running a profitable network, juggling airport routes, school contracts, and fixing busted indicators, and I still wanted to play just one more day. What a great game this has turned into. City Bus Manager is a bus company management sim, not a driving sim at all. You build and run a full depot, you design routes on real-world maps using OpenStreetMap data. You buy, you maintain, you repair buses, you sell buses, sometimes at a very healthy profit. You get to hire and train your mechanics, your drivers, your support staff, your cleaners. Then you've got to balance the timetables, balance demand, keep operating costs under control. It's a really good game. Published by Aerosoft, developed by PeDePe, I think, GbR, something like that. You can get it on Steam. It's also available on Xbox and PlayStation as well. It's about £25 to £30 at full price, depending on platform and region. But I think you can pick this up for less in the sale. So the pitch is you get to build your own depot, run routes in any city in the world, manage staff, maintain buses, react to events, and grow into the #1 bus company in town. And what the school bus DLC does is add a full-on school run layer to that, where real-world schools need to be have their children picked up and dropped off at dedicated times. And sometimes, in my instance, there were 2 schools in one, so we were picking up a lot of kids, and I needed a really big capacity bus in order to cope with them. So what's the truth? Does it match the claim? Yeah. And it's a lot better than it sounds, to be quite honest with you. I went from knowing absolutely nothing to running a healthy company in just a few game weeks. And maybe that I'm really lucky, maybe it's really straightforward and intuitive, I'm not sure. But all I did was unlock 1 rank. I got a bronze medal, and that's all I achieved in that whole time. The map, the route tools, everything genuinely feels like it's working with a real town. I recreated areas around Bournemouth, Poole and Christchurch, an area that I know very, very well. And then you've got the depot loop. You've got to clean all the buses ready for tomorrow, refuel them, repair them if there's anything wrong with them. I really enjoyed buying second-hand buses, doing those up with the mechanics and using those. You have to assign buses. You've got staff that need training. It's a lot deeper than you might initially expect. And when I reviewed this game way back when it released, I couldn't quite see how they were going to expand this. But the school bus DLC, it's brilliant. It's not just cosmetic. It's such an improvement to the game. I actually think everybody needs to get it, because it totally transformed what would otherwise have been a rather rudimentary set of bus routes. Having the school run that just basically runs once in the morning and once in the afternoon, it's brilliant. And it adds quite a bit of cash to the old coffers as well. So some systems are simplified. I was trying to think about, what else could the developers do to make this more realistic? I was thinking maybe some of the tyre pressures on the buses go down. And instead of new buses, for example, being delivered immediately, there should be a delay like there is with the parts that you repair them with. I think that would be, add a little bit more to the realism. But yeah, it's good. I mean, it's not full-on sim. It's simcade with a heavy lean towards simulation. It's brilliant. I really enjoy playing it. AI traffic and city life, not really, I guess, as realistic as you would think. There is a rush hour period of time and a normal period of time. To be honest with you, there are quite a lot of settings and options and tweaks and modifications and whatnot. And I got a little bit overwhelmed, and I just kind of put my head in the sand a little bit and just went with it, and it seemed to work for me, so that's fine. So I'll rate this as a simcade management sim with a strong realism feel to it. You've got the real world routes, you've got depots, you've got the finances, you live and die by passenger numbers and timetable design, and obviously you've got to grow the company. The more popular you are, the more people will use the bus. I love the maintenance loop. Buses get worn parts, you get breakdowns, flat tyres, which means you have to replace all of them, I think. Broken indicators, and yeah, it's brilliant. I love the events and the economics as well. There were fuel price spikes, there were rail delays or rail replacement demands, special contracts, fluctuating ridership. It's brilliant. And the school bus DLC, although has nothing to do with anything I just said there, runs in a very really realistic pattern. You know, in the morning and the afternoon, you have to have a bus capable of taking all those kids. Otherwise, you get some negative feedback. What breaks realism? It's the buses arriving immediately. I did like the way that any parts that you purchase can be delivered immediately, and they're delivered by drones, and they just drop it on the floor. And then you've got to build a warehouse just to stack all this stuff in. And for the longest time, I couldn't figure out why no one was picking up my boxes. They were just leaving all our stuff there, which I needed to repair some second-hand buses that I bought. And it turns out that I didn't have enough space in the warehouse, so I had to keep expanding that in order to accommodate all the stuff I was buying. It's good. I really like it. Everything about it's great. I give it a 9 out of 10 for fun, an 8 out of 10 for realism, and an 8 out of 10, possibly an 8.5 out of 10 overall. I think it's a great game. So the graphics are clean, readable, top-down, isometric style. The UI looks good. The buses look distinctive enough that you can actually recognise models, sort of, at a glance. There's not high levels of detail, but there's enough there for you to tell them apart, let's say. You've got the depot, and then you've got the city view, which is functional, not flashy, but when you've got dozens of buses moving around, clarity really matters, and all you want to know is my bus running? Has it got people on it? And you can tell that almost instantly. There's a great little musical accompaniment in the game. And, you know, we're not talking immersive audio here, but, you know, there's a depot hum, there's traffic, there's UI sounds. There's no cinematic soundscape, but it does the job. It's exactly what you need for this game. It keeps you there. And I tell you what, hours just flick by playing this game. It's very, very stable, even with hundreds of people milling about and moving all over the place everywhere. No stutters, no drop in frames. It feels like a sim that you could run happily for hours without any issue at all. And I suspect it will probably run quite well on any number of PCs. So I built some routes. You won't know any of these places, but I built a route around Holdenhurst. I built ones at Bournemouth Airport, which I decided. One in Christchurch, which was a contract one. I expanded out to Poole and Talbot Woods to try and achieve one of the objectives. It wasn't quite enough, so then I spread out into Merley and Kinson, each serving different demand patterns, and actually I picked up more people in Merley and Kinson than I ever expected. And down to Bearwood, I think it went in the end. And then we got to Saturdays and Sundays, and everything feels different because you've got no schools, so the school run is a lot less. And I think the demand for buses and stuff maybe changes for Christchurch and Holdenhurst, two of which were sort of contractual agreed routes. So and on one occasion they even contacted me and said, we're going to change the timing of some of these schedules to this. I don't think I had to do anything, it just kind of happened. But it's really nice that you know, just out of the blue, a contract that you've been doing for, well, I was going to say years, but I only played for 8 days. You've been doing for a couple of days, suddenly changes on you. It's great. Oh, there's also a research tree. You can research things like faster repairs, depot upgrades, bus stop improvements, bus improvements. I unlocked a bendy bus, which was finally enough to take all the kids to the school, about 120 of them. I love the fact you could buy used buses. I mentioned this. They turn up with used parts. They're brilliant. You buy them a little bit cheaper, you do them up, repair all the bits that are broken. Perfect backup bus, if nothing else. Yeah, the key thing is that every day you're making real operational decisions. Which routes get the big buses, what gets sacrificed, what gets delayed, where the last mechanics go. You know, it's not just clicking next day for the sake of it. There's a lot to do at the end of each day in preparation for the next day, and I love it. It's brilliant. So fundamentally, School Bus DLC, that for me was the best feature. Just adding that, it felt like a real event twice a day. And then I did multiple schools, so I was doing 2 or 3 different schools. Brilliant. Good amount of revenue, and you've got to sort of time it because the kids don't come out straight away. You know, there's a bit of delay when school ends and the kids get on the bus, but you don't want to sit there for too long. It's great. There's loads of stuff you've got to consider. Then there's the depot management. cleaning, the refuelling, the repairs, the part stock, the building. In fact, we had to build and construct the entire premises, which is fantastic. And then you got the route economy. Fantastic. There was a shortage of fuel, so fuel prices went up. There were, like I said, train delays. They used buses for the day. That was hard, actually. I quite struggled with that. I think I accidentally sent about 15 buses when they only needed 5, but I didn't quite understand what was going on, to be honest with you. The worst issue, I think, is laying the road down and trying to lay things against it. For some reason, they don't match up. So you can put a piece of road down, but you can't put 2 bus parking spaces on that one segment square. That irritates me a little bit. Hardly an issue, really. I'm looking for something to complain about, is the truth of it. So, feedback for the dev, what can I say? I'm a realism first kind of guy, so anything that increases realism is good for me. So, new buses shouldn't turn up straight away. I'd like maybe a 1, 2, 3 day wait for second-hand vehicles and maybe a week for brand new ones, something like that. I'd like to see deeper maintenance, tyre pressures being checked. You could buy batteries, but I suspect they are for the electric buses because they're so expensive. Why not have batteries for the diesel buses as well? Sometimes they run out. You could have spark plugs. I mean, you could do a lot more with the engine stuff. Just saying, really. More behavioural chaos. Weather spikes. Yeah, I don't know if weather's part of the game. Like I say, I only played 8 days. Took me 4 hours. I played 8 days, and in those 8 days it didn't rain or snow or anything at all. Maybe you had something like that. That could be interesting. Maybe football events. I mean, I don't know if that exists already, but I suspect you probably already thought of that, would have thought. Final thoughts. Cinebus Manager with the school bus DLC is exactly the kind of management sim that I want. I really look forward to playing this again, but I know it's just going to suck me in. It has no respect for your time whatsoever. It gives you real-world operational feel. It lets you grow a believable network and business. I tell you one thing I would really like to see is if they introduced a competitor bus company. That would be excellent. Someone to compete against. And if you're not good enough, they will take the percentage of your passengers because it's nicer to be on a clean bus and so on and so forth. But otherwise, what a wonderful experience. What a great game. Really enjoyed it. Highly recommend it. If you haven't played this game, really worth a go, especially if you're a bit of a fan of buses. I think you'll get a real kick out of this, more than you might expect even. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button, guys. You know how this works. YouTube will ignore any channel that doesn't get likes. So if you've got this far, please do us a favour. Leave us a comment, give us a like. It helps so much. Thanks for watching. Take care.
In a world of pixels where dreams collide, Sim UK reviews the honest guide. From racing cars to flying high, ultimate realism, take your wings to the sky. We talk about the truth and keep it real. Fact-based reviews, it's all in the field. No hype, just clarity, we break it down. Realistic simulators, the talk of the town. Real talk Sim UK, we're here to say we keep it smooth, never lead you astray. News and previews and interviews on site. Set up guides to take your game to new heights. Honesty is the best policy, they say. Always tell the truth in every way. Yeah. From the cockpit view to the racetrack lanes, we dive deep into the code, explore the veins. Ultimate simulations that make you feel alive. Realistic graphics, man, we help you thrive. Each guide is crafted with love and care. No false impressions, just a breath of fresh air. Whether you're a newbie or a seasoned pro, Sim UK reviews is the way to go. Real talk Sim UK, we're here to say we keep it smooth, never lead you astray. News and previews, tutorials on site. Set up guides to take your game to new heights. Honesty is the best policy, they say. tell the truth in every way. Yeah, we're diving in, no shortcuts here. Honest updates, that's what you'll hear. Simulations that sparkle, realism that shines. With every review, you'll know what's divine. From the mechanics to the sound of the game, Sim UK's the name. Remember the fame, we won't steer you wrong. We keep it tight, sharing knowledge in the day and the night. Yeah, got set up guides to make it a breeze. The reviews that unlock with the greatest of ease. Fact-based reviews taking the forefront. Realistic simulation, we always confront. The challenge is real, embrace what you find. Sim UK reviews just leaves you enlightened. No fluff, just facts. That's our creed, bringing you the truth. That's how we lead. So come along with us, join the ride. Sim UK reviews, your truth by your side. With every honest word, you'll capture the thrill. Ultimate realism, the peak of the hill. From flying high to racing fast. Sim UK reviews, your knowledge will last. Together we can explore, uncover and learn. Realistic simulation, it's our turn.